Hey, also, I've just received in the post this Miss Pacman game. I'm very excited for this because I like Pacman. I want to try Miss Pacman. I've unscrewed the back and look at the plight of that. Oh no. I mean, I think I'm pretty clear why this isn't working. That was in the on position. So I'm hoping that just a clean of the battery component will be... I mean, look at all that that's just come out just by opening the thing. Just put them in this. Yikes, look at the state. That is the worst battery corrosion I've ever seen. That is absolutely chronic. I know I'm misusing the word chronic, but growing up in the Black Country, that's what we used to say. Is he any good as a striker? Nah, he's chronic. Oh my days, look at the plight. Wowzers, trousers, that is full of powder. Tell you what, I am putting a face mask on just for the last bit of this. I don't really want to get this on my face. This one looks a bit... just a little paper mask over my mouth. Doesn't stop airborne viruses, as we know, and we're flipping you all along, but it does stop powder. Oh, look at the plight. That is the worst corrosion I've ever seen in my life. Oh my days. Yeesh. I'm going to dispose of these in my dead battery graveyard. These are kind of lint-free swabs. They're a bit like cotton buds, but they don't make quite such a mess. And all I'm going to do is just mop out the worst of it. It's really bad, isn't it? I mean, I can see that these are rusted to pieces. Not surprised this doesn't work. Yeah, it's basically with old gear, if you leave it switched on, you'll get corrosion. You know, like 80s stuff that's because the idea of a system powering itself down is quite a modern one, really. I mean, you don't really get that in 80s and 90s gear. This is from 2003, something thereabouts. So it's not. And I've got a great big jug of white vinegar under my desk. Yay! Right, can I pour this without catastrophe? Hold your breath. Theodore like chips. Don't worry about you. My eldest doesn't like chips. Strange. Right, so what I'll need to do is give this like a quick clean up. I mean, I really need to soak it in white vinegar, but then I need to neutralise it because I don't want it causing more damage than it's solving, you know. So I'm just giving it a once over to get the worst of it off. So there are plenty of things you can use to remove rust. I don't think white vinegar is the best, but it's not like a super harsh chemical for me to use. You can get proper rust remover, but you know, if I can get away with just this vinegar, which you know is relatively harmless. Okay, let's hook up. The prediction is there's not much going to happen. So I've got this set to 6 volts, 1 amp. And see if we can get a good bite on there. That I might just have to hold it again, so I can't see a way I could get to that. Let's just see. It's going to be tricky to actually get anything to that. No, it's not taking power. Oh yeah, let's turn it on. It does sometimes help. Yeah, it powers up. Alright. So I think this is fixable. But I've just been called for my dinner. So what I need to do, get it all nice and clean, take it apart, pull these bits out, like literally pull them out. These top ones I could probably just pull out, but there's this blue flange around the outside, which means I can't. So I do need to get this off, these bits out, soak them in vinegar, give them a proper clean clean all the board with IPA, put it back together, and it should work. So you've given this a cursory clean up and it's basically working, but to strip it all the way down is probably the wise thing to do. So let's pull out a screwy. Let's get a large bit. That should be fine. All of these screws. Come on. Sometimes just getting them a little loose and then pulling the thing apart causes the screws to fall out. I'm looking forward to playing this. Sometimes just switch things on and off to drain caps, just in case. Oh, okay, so it seems semi-inclined to come apart. I'm just wondering if there are any plastic tabs. There might well be. That seems to give a bit. There we go. I like it. Ooh. Okay, good. So there's not a board right under that. Oh, nice. The whole thing comes out. Oh, that's really cool. I should just be able to get that out, and then from there I can just clean it in isolation, right? But be careful. Okay. It was a dartboard. Played darts and wanted to be not rubbish at it. Okay, so I'm not concerned that that would have infected the PCB at all. How can I get this out? Well, okay, look at this. We've got blobs of glue here, and we do have this corrosion here. So, giving that just a little brush down. It would be great just to pull this all the way out and give it a proper clean. It's going to be tricky though. What's it actually catched on? It's caught here on this bit of plastic. So the only thing I can do is remove that bit of plastic really, but I'm not keen to do that. Reason being, I don't want to dislodge all this stuff because all this stuff's probably fine. So what I could do is just try to get this stuff out from here, if I can. I could work that out, because that's just sort of sat in there, isn't it? If I could pull, yeah, that bit, and that bit should all just come out independently. I don't know what the best way of removing it is though, but it's just going to slide out. I don't know how to get it out. That should just, yeah, it should just be those two that would be the problem to clean. That's the theory. I don't want to do it, I don't want to damage it, you see. So I wonder if it's glued in. I hope not. So I just can't see a way of actually getting a good solid grip on it. So I could clean it just by like scraping it all out painstakingly, but that's long, isn't it? And it won't come out because of this great big lump here. This lump here. It won't. Right, so that's out of the way to some degree, and now I can get at that screw. I wonder if I can do it without removing the screw, because all I want to do is slide this. Yeah, I did it. Alright. So, what I could do is remove that glue and that would allow me to pull all this much more easily. Let's just block this off and just make sure I haven't got any vinegar on there. I haven't got something on my toes. Alright, just a bit of a physical barrier. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that pulling these off is probably sensible. I don't want to, I don't really know what the best way of removing hot glue is, but if I use my hot air gun, I risk melting the plastic, don't I? Because I need to desolder it and remove this stuff. Could just chip it away, just slice it with a scalpel, because I can always put hot glue on afterwards, but I don't think that you need the hot glue, really. I mean, it'll last forever, is it? Right, I'll tell you what. Precision knife set. And let's have a little scalpel. Some tools. Where they go. IPA. Some of this off. Okay. That's coming nicely, no problem. Oh, what do you know? Yeah, the actual, oh, there we go, there's a big lump. It's all coming up nicely now. And then that is mostly solder, I think. So I'll turn on my iron. Okay. Whenever I watch anybody else work, they're so organised, so neat, and I'm just like, grab, bash, smash, do thing, try thing. I get quite frustrated as well sometimes, but I really love it when something works. You know, something that hasn't worked and then it works. You know, yes. That is the special sauce that makes doing this fun. I'm trying not to use the blade as a lever too much, because it's only thin. That might actually be preventing this from coming out. Look, one there. It might be preventing the centre contact from lifting out. It's got this double contact here. It's probably worth me lifting that glue out as well. There we go. Because it might be that I can just lift it out then, because that's going to be harder to get out with glue on it. So I'm trying to get this strip right back. And you can just drop fresh contacts in with stuff like this. You know, you can, whoa, that went in my face. It's only a lump of glue though, not dangerous. Right, let's get this scalpel somewhere relatively safe. I'm not just going to lean on it and slice my arm open, because that is the kind of thing I would do, because I'm more clumsy than you. I see on my old school reports, it all said, oh, my coordination is bad and all this. Flux. I mean, this isn't the best flux, but it goes on really easy. I've got the paste stuff, but this stuff goes on absolutely brilliantly. It's easy. I don't know if it helps at all, I can never tell, but something to try, ain't it? I'll buy our best. Come on, melt. Might need a bigger tip. Well, here we go. I just need a bit more time on. Yeah, that's still got all sorts on it, isn't it? There we go. Oh, broke the wire. The lugs were just used for positioning there, whereas they were used to take the current. If we can get any of this out, that'll be pretty stellar. going to need such a good wash. I don't really see anywhere to... Oh, hang on. Hey, we got one. We are in business. I know I'm doing this slightly out of shot. I'm just trying to get the right leverage on it. It's tricky. Alright. Pushing from that tab at the bottom does seem to give me some... Hey! You know what? This might work out. We might be winners here. I'm just using the edge of my desk to try to push it out. Hey! It's working. I mean, sooner or later I'm just going to ruin one of these doing this, but it's sort of working a bit. Once you can get a grip, no problem, you know. There you go, look at the state, all the corrosion. So yeah, that's why we wanted to pull it out rather than just clean it in situ, because, you know, clean in situ is better than nothing, but tell you optimum. Look at that. Oh, he's still got some nasty corrosion coming in there. Let's go. Right. Gosh, and this is after a clean-up. Absolute plight of this. Look at that grot. Look. Ew. When it's cut, but that's probably the plating, isn't it? It's probably the plating coming off. See, back in the day, I remember my mate Eddie. He had his TV remote control. He had bits of silver foil in there for the connectivity. It was probably corroded inside. It's probably what he was working around. Right, I need a pokey. What I need to do is straighten out this lug. Hey, yes! Hoo-wee! So this, I don't know what that red bit is, but this can be washed in soap and water. It's just plastic. Whereas these guys, well, I mean, I can give them the bath in here, but I think what I'll do is I'll go get a container and I'll actually soak them in vinegar. Turn off the iron for that. Right, here we go. The ramekin should do the job. Into this ramekin I shall place the white vinegar of dissolution. All over the place. See, I told you I was clumsy. Look at that reaction starting there on the countertop. Look at that. That's hilarious. Go on, here you go. You do your thing in there. And they're fizzing around. Look at that. That's what we want. I don't think it will take that long, really. It's not that thick. I need to give a good clean up round here. Look at that. Buzzy buzz. Right, let's give these a bit of a wipe down. Okay. Just giving these a bit of a going over with IPA, just so if there's any reactions going on that might reduce the degree of corrosion. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just speculating. I don't know if IPA would neutralise stuff or not. Particularly these. Let's get these back into some former shape. Yep. Perfect crime. You can see the discoloration already in this little bucket. Around the outsides where it's slightly deeper. Yeah. So these three are identical. So that's just the negative and positive contacts. Okay. I mean, these are all replaceable. If they don't come up too good, I can replace these, no problem. This mat is a grubby. Sort out the plight. This is now back together. I'm going to meter it and see how many volts are coming through these terminals. I'm expecting, oh well, if I put batteries in, then 6 volts. Oh, it seems to work. So what happened there, unfortunately, is in testing it, I pulled out 2 of the wires, which I should have put it all the way back together, shouldn't I? The kids were harassing me to play it, unfortunately, and got distracted. Faffing couldn't find the TV remote, you know how it is. Okay, so what happened is I tried to test it, and unfortunately I pulled these wires out because I didn't put it all back together properly, and the strain on the wires has pulled it out. I can see it says V ground there. So the black is going to be ground and red is going to be hot. So I'm going to strip these wires and then resolder them. Let's get the iron back on. Frustratingly, my little telly didn't work, so I tried it next door on the big telly and it worked fine on there. A bit blurry, but I was being harassed by the children. I want to go over, just trying to hold the thing together with one hand and test it with the other. A little bit infuriating. It's not their fault, they're only little. It's yeah, I don't know why my little Bush analog TV doesn't work. Presumably it's a digital signal of some description. Maybe someone could tell me. I am not an expert. So let's solder this on here. Right, and I could hot glue these. I probably should. Put whiff of that flux there. Okay, I might flow just a little bit more solder onto that one. Alright, better like this. Shoot. There we go. Okay. I think flowing hot glue on there might not be the worst idea in the world. Right, and I've got 4 screws somewhere I will have to retrieve. And this is a fiddly lineup. Excuse it if my stupid great big head's in the way. So here's the test with it repaired. One of my kids is doing the testing for me. Does it work?
Yes, it does.
Good.